Connected?
Yes, please, you are good. People are joining you.
Ajnanaatimirandasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshuronmilitam yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahyam Dadati Shvabhadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yatavadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sya He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा शिवसदि गौरभक्तवृंद Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam bangam langayate giram yatirpadam mandashigaro dhanataranam Paramananda madhavam Sri Chaitanyeshwaram namavam Vishnu padaya Krishna prasthaya Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tanamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirviseshanyadi Paschati Dishatarane Hare Krishna. So can you hear? So we will continue with Mahaprakash Leela. Yesterday we saw Lord Chaitanya exhibited this Mahaprakash Leela for 21 hours. You know, it is called Sat Prahara Leela. A day has a 8, 8 prahars. Prahar means 3 hours. So Lord Chaitanya exhibited this for seven prahars. So that's what's called Sat Prahar Leela. So how Lord Chaitanya he exhibited this opulence. So the Lord of Vaikuntha he exhibited his opulence and started giving blessings to every devotee. And we saw yesterday how Lord Chaitanya, how he, he showed his mercy on Shiva's Thakur. Then how he showed mercy on Murari Gupta and he revealed Lord Ramchandra's, he revealed Sitaram Lakshman to him. And to Gangadas Pandit, he revealed his pastime of, himself coming as a boatman to rescue his family. And Haridas Thakur, how the Lord, appeared from Vaikuntha and covered Haridas Thakur's body with his body. so that he would be saved from the beatings. And Lord exhibited, he took out the chadar and his body was filled with whips, the lashes, the marks of lashes. So um, then he started giving mercy to each and every one. So he started calling every devotee and ask whatever you want, I will give. So there were some devotees would come and say, my father is not happy that I am actually performing bhakti. Please give mercy to my father. I think this problem is there those days also. So be it. Somebody said, give me more faith on my guru. Lord Chaitanya said, so be it. Whatever devotees asked, Lord Chaitanya started giving that. Then he called Advaitacharya, Nada. So he called when Advaitacharya came. Advaitacharya came and offered obeisances. Uh, he offered obeisances. And so you remember Advaita? So you all know Advaitacharya was a leader of the Vaishnavas. He was a leader of the Vaishnavas, and he would give lectures on Bhagavad Gita. And unknown to everyone, Lord Chaitanya would sometimes would give him the purports of the verses. So one time, there is a verse in Bhagavad Gita, 13th chapter. So this verse says, the Supreme Lord's, hands and legs are everywhere. His hands and legs are everywhere. His form is everywhere. What does it mean? Everywhere. So that, Sarvada Pani Padam Sarvadakshasramukam. That is a verse. So what does it mean? His hands and legs are everywhere. So because he doesn't know what to do, he doesn't know what, he was not understanding. He decided to fast until he would. And the meaning of this verse is revealed. What does it mean? The Supreme Lord is everywhere. His hands and legs are everywhere. He was not eating. So Lord Vishwambar was telling, Lord Chaitanya was telling, Advaita, you remember, you are not getting the purport of this verse. You are not eating in one night. That day night, I came in your dream. Advaita, rise. No more moroseness, no more lamentation. Please rise. Very soon you will understand. I will reveal you the purport, the meaning of it. Please don't worry. Rise and eat. Advaita, you should know, whenever you would eat, that's when I would eat. When you fast, I would fast. So that day when I told you, when I comforted you, very soon you would know the purport of that. You rose in happiness and you ate. And I'm telling you today, Sarvata Pani Padam Sarvata Aksharamukham. So what is the purport? The Supreme Lord's hands and legs are everywhere. It means Paramatma. Paramatma is everywhere. So Paramatma's hands and legs are everywhere. So he's present everywhere. That's why it's hands and legs are everywhere. Haribo! All the devotees said, Haribo! Advaitacharya cried, nobody knew this. So nobody knew this. And what he did, he fell at his feet, my Lord, please shower mercy on this, on this, shower your grace on this obedient servant. I'm a fallen, conditioned soul. Please don't ignore me. Make me your servant. What is my happiness? I want everyone to know Advaita is a servant of Lord Chaitanya. That is my identity. You know. And Lord Chaitanya said, Advaita, you are very dear to me. And Lord Chaitanya showered his mercy on Advaitacharya. He showed mercy on Advaitacharya. All the devotees said, Haribol. So, and whatever devotees were asking, Lord was giving. But Mukunda was standing behind the curtains. Lord purposefully ignored him. Lord purposefully ignored him. So when everyone was getting, Srivas observed this. Why Lord was not giving mercy to Mukunda? So that is a devotee. When a devotee is not getting mercy, that causes anguish, that causes concern for others. That is a devotee. Paradukka Dukhi. Srivas he picked up courage and said, my Lord, you are giving mercy to everyone. Mukunda, when Mukunda would sing, he would melt your heart. Mukunda was very dear to your heart. You loved him. Today, why you are not giving your mercy? Supreme Lord said, Mukunda, that wretch, I don't want to see his face. Can you imagine? I don't want to see his face. When he is with the devotees, he would be so humble, like a blade of grass. But when he is with others, Mayavadis, he would agree with their Mayavad conclusions and he would beat me with a rod. What does it mean by beating with a rod? Krishna is a God, is a person. But the Mayavadis say, God has no name, God has no form. It is like striking Krishna with an iron rod. Prior to coming to Krishna conscious activities, Mukunda, he would associate with the people of that sampradaya. Nobody knew, but Lord Chaitanya as Paramatma, he knew this. Srivas Thakur said, my Lord, if you consider he has done any offense, mistake, punish him, please. But don't ignore him. He is your servant. Mukunda is your servant. He is dear to you. I said, no, I don't want to see his face here. I don't even want to see his face. So he is a wretch. With devotees, he would behave so humbly. But when he is with other people of other sampradaya, he would beat me with an iron rod. Shiva said, my Lord, I never saw anything. like that in his behavior. Is a wonderful devotee. But of course, you are sitting in everyone's heart as Paramatma. You know what is the reality. So when Mukunda heard this, Mukunda he felt so lowly, rejected by the Lord. He did not come in the front. He wanted to end his life. Then he said, Srivas, ask. When? Can you imagine? God is rejecting you. And he says he doesn't want to see you. Then where is the hope? Where is the scope? Mukunda said in a very low voice, Srivas, ask him when he'll see me. Will he ever see me? What is the use of my life? I'm most fallen, conditioned soul. I'm a hypocrite. My life is good for nothing. Devoid of the mercy of the Supreme Lord. But ask him, will he ever see me? I will see him only after 10 million births, 1 crore births. Up to that, I cannot see him, Lord Chaitanya said. When Mukunda heard he would get the mercy of the Lord by his darshan after 1 crore, 10 million births, Mukunda's joy knew no bounds. He was so happy that Supreme Lord will shower his mercy after 1 crore births, 10 million births. He became ecstatic. Sometimes we think, we want mercy tomorrow or 2 years later. I want to be, what is that? I don't want to be an animal in the spiritual world. I want to be only, in the group of Radharani. Hare Krishna. So Mukunda is telling he will wait 10 million births. That is the joy of his life. That is the cause of his happiness. And he became ecstatic. 1 crore births. That's it. In the eternity, it is only 1 crore births I need to wait to receive the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Arimo! So he raised his arms up and down. I'm dancing. I'll see, I will see, I'll see, I'll see. I'll get his mercy, I'll get. Lord Chaitanya was impressed. This is Lord Chaitanya, most magnanimous Lord. He would give the mercy to anybody, everybody. When he saw the Mukunda's faith in his words, that he would bestow him, that he would receive mercy after 1 crore births and he can wait. Wow. He was happy. And he said, bring Mukunda right now. Devotees understood, wow, Lord changed. So they wanted Mukunda to get his mercy before he would change again. So they went and said, Mukunda, please come right now. So Mukunda said, I'll see. I'll get. Mukunda, right now, Lord is calling you. I will see. Mukunda, please. But Mukunda was in that ecstasy, jumping and dancing. He was not coming. Devotees caught Mukunda and they brought him. They lifted him in the air and they brought him and placed him in front of Lord Chaitanya. And Lord Vishwambar said, Mukunda, I'm so happy, that you have the faith on my words that I'll see after 10 million births. You don't need to go through 10 million births. I'll give you my mercy right now, Mukunda. Wow. And Supreme Lord, so when he said like that, all the devotees, their hearts became light. So along with them, Mukunda was also getting mercy. Haribol. That's a devotee. When devotees see other person getting mercy, we become glad. We should become happy. That should be our happiness. You know, devotee should have that mood. Hare Krishna. You know, if you want to enjoy at the exclusion of others, that is demoniac. You know, we should be more happy when the devotee is getting more mercy. Why is getting Krishna's mercy? Amazing, Haribol. Amazing. And Mukunda was so glad. Mukunda's heart melted at Lord Chaitanya's mercy. Actually, the words of why we cannot enjoy when somebody gets something, somebody makes progress, or somebody, it's envy. Talking to myself. But if you can enjoy, if you're happy at others' success, others receiving mercy, others' progress in spiritual life, Krishna is more happy. That is that is that is that is bhakti. Actually, Mukunda offered prayers to the Lord. They are very, very instructive. My Lord, what is that seeing you? What will happen even if somebody sees you if your mercy is not there? Duryodhan could see you. Duryodhan saw your universal form with his brothers. But he had no devotion. He was destroyed. When Rukmini wrote that letter to you, asking for her deliverance, asking you to save her from the hands of this jackal, Shishupal and other kings, she waited. And when you went to rescue her from all the kings, Jarasandha, Shishupal, Shalva, so when you went to rescue Rukmini, you picked her up on the chariot and chariot to take her away. These kings, they saw you, but they had no devotion, my lord. You know, uh, they have no devotion. Even though they saw you, because they had no devotion, they could not make any progress. Correct. Hiranyaksha, he pushed, when you were there to we were lifting Mother Earth from Garbhodak ocean, Hiranyaksha saw you. He saw your beautiful, transcendently effulgent form. But he had no devotion. Even after seeing you, because he had no devotion, he could not make any progress. He was killed by your hands. And when Prahlad was persecuted by Hiranyakasipu, he was exposing Prahlad to all the problems. Prahlad was thrown in the fire, struck with tridents, thrown in the pit of snakes. He was given poison. And when you emerged from the pillar, that transcendently ferocious form of off-man, offline, no one has ever seen. Stambe sabhayam namrugam namanusham. So when you emerged from the pillar, such a form that has never been seen before by anybody, it is ferocious at the same time. It is amazingly effulgent. That Narsingadev Bhagavan ki jai. My Lord, when you emerged, he had no faith. Though he saw you, he wanted to fight with you. He was envious of you. That's why he was killed by you. I have no devotion, my Lord. Still you're magnanimous. Still you're giving me, you're revealing your form to me. Surprise, I'm alive, though I don't have any devotion. Hare Krishna. You know, you revealed yourself to Kubja, the Brahman Padnis, Dvijapatnis, the garland maker Sudhama. What was their sadhana? What was their practice before they saw you? Yet they are elevated to pure devotion service. Amazing. But Kamsa also saw you, you know. But Kamsa was envious of you. He had no devotion. Actually, Mukunda prayers are amazingly wonderful. You know, Anantasesh, Anantasesh holds all these universes on his head. And he doesn't even feel the weight of these universes, these planets. And Anantasesh doesn't have, and nobody's holding Anantasesh. Anantasesh doesn't have anything underneath to support. He's actually standing by your causeless mercy. Because of your mercy, with no support, Anantasesh is holding you, holding all the planetary systems, and he doesn't even feel it. Hare Krishna. It is because he has devotion for you, and you facilitated this. Because Shiva has devotion for you, Shiva became the husband of Gauri. You know, Narad Muni became your eternal associate because of devotion to you, to your lotus feet. And Vyasadeva compiled Vedas, but he was morosed. Why? He came to know only. You revealed from your heart. Why? But his guru had to reveal him. Narad Muni said, why? After compiling all the Vedic literature, still you are not happy? It's because you have not described the pure devotional service, the living exchanges between Supreme Lord and his devotees. When his Guru Maharaj Narad Muni removed, removed that misunderstanding, that impurity in him, he glorified you. And he wrote Srimad Bhagavatam because he has a devotion. He has devotion for you. My Lord, I was worse than an insect, worm in the stew. How can I ask to see you? How can I ask to reveal you yourself to me? You know? And Lord Chaitanya, he was moved by Mukunda's anguish. He was pleased. Actually, Mukunda prayers are very, very interesting. What can, even if we see Krishna, what will we understand? Right? You know? So Lord Chaitanya said, yes, what you are speaking is right. You know? What you are speaking is right. One cannot understand me by seeing me without my mercy. So one can realize me only through the eyes of devotional service. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanina santa sadeva hridayeshu vilo. Yam shyam sundaram chinti guna swarupam govinda madhipasham Muhammad. If we have the eyes, anointed with the love of God, Krishna Prema, then only we can see Krishna. Otherwise, what can we see? Even if we see, what can we understand? I think that is the reason Srila Prabhupada, that wonderful pastime is there. Prabhupada was a businessman. He was initiated. He wouldn't get time to see his Guru Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur. So one day Saraswati Thakur was in Vrindavan Yatra. Srila Prabhupada, he went. So that day it was announced. So one group, all there is no what is that? One group, two things. Saraswati Thakur would speak, and and there is also a group going to see Seshasai Vishnu temple. Those who want to go and see, they can do that, or they can stay back and listen to the lecture of Saraswati Thakur. Prabhupada thought, what will I see? Even if I go to Seshasai Vishnu temple, I will hear from my Guru Maharaj. Because Guru gives you the eyes to see Krishna. So Prabhupada said practically everyone left except for few sannyasis. They were also coming and going. But Saraswati Thakur was lecturing. The one person who sat there unmoved and listening with attention is Saraswati, is Srila Prabhupada. Later, when Saraswati Thakur, when Prabhupada named him for initiation, Saraswati Thakur said, "Yes, I will initiate him." He is a very good listener. And another time he said, whatever he writes, you publish because he listens very attentively. Hare Krishna. So, even if we see the deity, what can we understand? If Guru's mercy is not there. Yes, Kamsa washerman. When I went to Mathura, Lord Chaitanya was telling, so Krishna went to Mathura, so Krishna is revealing his past. When I went to Mathura, this washerman of Kamsa, he performed heaps and heaps of pious activities to get qualification to see me. And he saw me. But since he has no devotion in his heart, when I asked him to do service, he did not. And on the top of it, he ridiculed. Mukunda, you're right. So this washerman, he saw me because of the pious activities he has accumulated, but he has no devotion to serve me. That's why he did not get my mercy. Hare Krishna. Nobody can change the Vedic literature but me. Only I have the right to do so. And you should know nothing is of any value without bhakti. If somebody is against bhakti, today we see so many people are charismatic people are there around. They don't have bhakti. And see what Lord Chaitanya is telling. If somebody is against bhakti, it pains my heart. And due to my pain in the heart, that atheist is deprived of all happiness. Maybe sometimes people come and say, that person, this person, that organization, this organization, and this is the verdict of Lord Chaitanya. Sometimes people may be attracted to the powerful talk, but if there is no bhakti, and their God is your God, I am God, everybody is God, our God is God has no name, no form. That type of things will pain the Lord, pain the heart of the Lord. For that reason, that person who is speaking like that are people who are following him. They will end up in suffering, but no bhakti. That life is wasted. I don't show mercy to any non-devotee, even if they see me. And Lord said, and so Lord was very pleased with you when Mukunda offered prayers. He said, I'll propagate bhakti through your voice. When Vaishnavas listen to your singing, their heart will melt. I will personally descend on your tongue when you sing, Mukunda. And you'll be empowered by my mercy. Wow. And whenever in future I descend in my incarnations, you will accompany me, you will assist me as a singer. You'll be there as a singer. When the Lord bestowed the mercy like that, all the words Haribol, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Lord Chaitanya, magnanimous. So very like Eliza father, he pointed out the mistake and he totally gave himself to Mukunda. Mukunda is a pure devotee, an eternal associate of the Lord. Lord was revealing only through Mukunda how he disliked Mayavad, how he disliked this Mayavad, how he disliked the other processes, the Jnana mark, the Karma mark, and how he liked only devotees, how he would bestow mercy to only devotees. That's why the Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter, there are only support is given only to devotees. Tesham sadadhyaktanam vyatam pritipurokam dadami buddhiyogam tam yenamam apyandite tesham evanakam bardam aham ajnanayam tam nashyam yatma bhavasto jnanadipena vasudha. So that person, Krishna is telling, who worships me always, I give them intelligence by which they can come to me. And what I will do, second one, so sitting in his heart as Paramatma, I will remove the ignorance. I'll dispel the darkness of ignorance by giving the lamplight of knowledge from within. Wow. These are the advantages of Bhakti Yogis. The Supreme Lord directly comes and helps, assists, protects. Lord Chaitanya called each and every devotee. And what he did, he called each and every devotee and exhibited a different incarnation. These incarnations are extraordinary. They are super excellent. Devotees floated in the waves and the ocean of bliss. One who surrenders his body and mind becomes a servant of Lord Chaitanya. In Navadev, there are so many sannyasis, so many mental speculators. They would do intense sadhana, they would follow the vows and they would do austerities, but they had no devotion. That's why, even though sometimes they saw the Lord, they could not, even though they saw the Lord, what is that? They could not understand his divinity. The Supreme Lord, that's why Naham Prakash Sarvasya Yogamaya Samavarta Udoyam Nabhijanat Lokayam Paramamyam. Supreme Lord says, I am for an outsider, for a non-devotee, I am covered by Yogamaya. So there's a Mayava, there's a mental speculators, there's a, what is that? The different worshippers of different Devi worshippers. Their intelligence was covered by ego. They didn't get mercy, they didn't realize. But simple servants of Srivas Thakur, servants of Murari, because of their service to their masters, they received the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Wow. They received unlimited blessings. Lord Chaitanya is captivated by bhakti alone. And the Lord, Gadadhar Pandit gave him a beetle nut pan. And all the devotees got the remnants. All the devotees got the remnants. And Lord Chaitanya said, give me remnants. Lord Chaitanya ordered, give me remnants to Narayani, the niece of Srivas Thakur, his brother's daughter. She was only 4-year-old. And when she got the mercy, Narayani, Lord Chaitanya said, exhibit your love for Krishna. Narayani became ecstatic, rolling on the ground, Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Wow. That is Lord Chaitanya. He would give Krishna Prema freely. This tiny little girl, Narayani, the 4-year-old, knew nothing of this world. She's exhibiting Krishna Prema just because she got the mercy in the form of remnants of Lord Chaitanya. Wow. You know? So Narayani started crying. Prabhupada would also do that. Mother Malti told me this. So this her daughter Saraswati, Prabhupada, she had a small picture of Krishna. Prabhupada took the picture out and looked at Saraswati. Saraswati, where is Krishna? Saraswati became ecstatic. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Finally, Saraswati, you have Krishna, Swamiji. Anyway, the point is, Advaitacharya is very dear to Krishna. Advaitacharya is very dear to Lord Chaitanya. What makes him glorious? Because Advaitacharya considered himself the servant of Lord Chaitanya. That makes him glorious. Nityananda Prabhu says, what is my identity? Yes, Nityananda Prabhu is actually Balramji. Sankarshana Gavanatoi Sai Garbodha Sai Chapai Bisai Sashashti Shaskalas Nityananda Kram Sarnamasta. Yes. As a sage, Ananta Sesha, he holds all the universes, But what is his identity? I am the servant of Lord Chaitanya. Is my master. Nityananda Prabhu says, my identity is my Lord, is my master, is my Lord of Lords. Lord Chaitanya is my Lord of Lords. That is my identity. So anybody who is not offensive to devotees and who doesn't criticize devotees, but chants all the time, very soon, he'll receive the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. He'll attain that love of God. Hare Krishna. He'll attain the love of God. And this is Mahaprakash Leela. So, all the devotees were with the Lord Chaitanya. And when he was exhibiting different, Kola Sridhar, she revealed Krishna form. To Murari Gupta, he revealed Ramchandra form. He bestowed mercy on Sridhar and Haridas Thakur and Gangadas Pandit and, Haridas Thakur, Mukunda, everyone. And whatever they asked, he gave. Hare Krishna. So after Mahaprakash Leela, Lord Chaitanya would, when he would come to normal consciousness, he would fall at the feet of devotees, considering himself as devotee. Lord Chaitanya came as devotee to relish Radha Bhav. But when he would exhibit his divinity as Krishna, he would do that. So he regularly, Lord Chaitanya would perform, Sankirtan in the home of Srivas Thakur. With his associates, he would dance. Nobody is allowed. Very few people or qualified are allowed. So Lord Chaitanya's incarnation is actually a mystery. He would give mercy to only those qualified. So Suklambar Brahmachari was one of the persons. Suklambar Brahmachari was a simple, very humble Brahman. So as a devotee, he adopted simple living. So when you renounce the world, those days, not these days, you have to beg. And not to fill your belly, you would go and beg so that whatever they give, the host would give. When they would give, they would receive unlimited mercy. Because you are serving a devotee. And Shuklambar Brahmachari was happy going door to door begging, and always he would chant Krishna's name. Krishna would dance always on his tongue. You know, he was allowed in in Shiva's home, and he was so simple, so innocent. Very few people knew his heart, his bhakti-filled heart. India, you don't get a lot of respect for beggars. And what they would give, what is the cheapest thing in India? Cheaper rice, poha. So he was also object of ridicule by many people. He didn't care, Hare Krishna, because his heart was filled with love of God, Krishna Prema. You know, he didn't care so much of this world. We should do that also. And and Lord Chaitanya one day explained to him, you know, um, one day Lord Chaitanya was dancing. And he was dancing, and Lord Chaitanya was, when Lord Chaitanya would dance, the tears would come, you're raising ups in the air. As a Ganga which emanated from the feet of Krishna is emanating from his eyes. Now the flood of tears. And the tears would be standing on end, the haripulation, as you would raise your arms up in the air and cry. Amazing thing to look at. Suklama Brahmachari was looking. And Lord Chaitanya called him to come close. He pushed his hand in his bag and took the chipped rice and he ate it. He ate it. Said, my Lord, what are you doing? This is not this food. This is not fit for you. I know you're the Supreme Lord. You're Lord of Vaikuntha, and this is a chipped rice, that I begged from the homes. People don't give any quality food anywhere. Lord Chaitanya said, you are my devotee, birth after birth. You are Sudama Vipra. You are Sudama in the past life. When you came to Dwarka, that day, I ate chipped rice from you. So you are my devotee. And you are an impoverished devotee. You have adopted this willfully. And even if non-devotee gives nectar, I will not look at it. But my devotees, even if they give me anything, I will eat it. Because there is love in that. That's why Krishna says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yame Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhaktipahrutam Asnami Priyatatmana. Lord Chaitanya is telling, even my devotees give me a flower, fruit, or leaf, or water, I accept. Why? There is devotion. Non-devotee, even if they give me nectar, I will not take it. Because there is no bhakti. Hare Krishna. And that day Lord Chaitanya revealed the meaning of this verse. And Kali Yuga, from Burhanade Puran, Lord Chaitanya quoted, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam. Kalav Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatrinyada. In the age of Kali Yuga, there is no other way, no other way, no other way. Harinam only, Kevalam. No process works. Jnana doesn't work, karma doesn't work. Bhakti alone works. And in that bhakti also, chanting the name of God. So in other words, Lord Chaitanya is telling, Even devotees, even if he doesn't have anything, I am happy if they chant my name. Amazing. Hare Krishna. If my devotees chant my name, I am happy. I am blissful. Hare Krishna. You know, even tapasya doesn't work. Kalau nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gatiri anyada, no anyatha, no other way works. Only bhakti works. Bhakti alone works. Alone, 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 3 times. The affirmation by Lord Chaitanya, the Yugavatar, Krishna himself. Kali Kali Namarupa Krishna Avatara, Namahoita Sarva Jagata Nishtara. So in Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya descended, Krishna descended in the form of his name. That is another one more incarnation in Kali Yuga. Krishna descended, Krishna's name and form. So Krishna descended in the form of his name. Kalikale Namarupa. So by chanting the name, you let in the perfection. We don't need to perform. We don't need to go to forest and perform tapasya. You don't need to do yajnas and yagas. And you don't need to offer elaborate items if you don't have. But wherever you are, if you chant, you let in the perfection of life. Wow. So what is that? Nam, that's why Nama Chintamani, Krishna Chaitanya Rasavigraha, Purna Mukto Nitya Suddha Abhinnatvad Nama Namana. This one holy name. Namna Makari Bauda Nija Sarva Sakti. So Lord Chaitanya mentions this in Sakshashtakam. My Lord, you have invested all your potencies in your name. And Tatra Arbidani Madasmaranena Kala. The prostitute asks Haridas Thakur, is there any rule for chanting the holy name? There is no rule, ma. Mother, there is no rule. You always chant the name of Krishna. Sarada Naam Jap Karo. There is no rule for chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. No rule at all. For doing Gayatri, there are rules. The Supreme Lord, what he did, he invested all his energies in the holy name. There are no rules. Tatra Arvida Nimida Smaranena Kala. But unfortunately, I don't have any taste for this holy name. And Lord Chaitanya is telling them, first verse of Sikshashtakam, what are the things? Paramvijayadesya Krishna Sankirtanam. So it will cleanse the mirror like heart. It will end the forest for our metal existence. So all these things. But despite that, I don't have any taste. The second verse. Then Lord Chaitanya, first one is thesis, second is antithesis. But Lord Chaitanya gives synthesis, a solution. What is that? Trinadapi Sunichena. Yes, Kaliga process simple. But simple, there is, what is that? There is a certain rule. There is a rule. I mean, how to, you go to museum or you go to a public place, there are the rules. Rules and do's and don'ts. If you follow nicely, you can see the museum and come out nicely. Right? So likewise, the process so simple, so easy, so sublime. There is a way to chant. Way to chant doesn't mean how to chant, the behavior. What is that? The behavior. Without exhibiting that behavior, if you just follow the process of chanting, we are missing the link. We are missing something. That is the secret. So Lord Chaitanya said, the purport of Hare Nama, this Brahmanardiya Purana, this verse Hare Nama, Hare, Hare Nama verse, Hare Nama Kevalam verse, Kevalam. What is that? What is that secret? We need to observe and follow. So mere chanting of the holy name, just moving the lips and hands, without doing any austerity, we can attain the perfection. It is not the techniques that we can employ to control the mind. It is all about behavior we need to exhibit as a Vaishnava. That Lord Chaitanya, has revealed to Haridas Thakur when he explained the meaning of Hare Nama Kevalam verse. What is that verse? Tranadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadina kirtaniya stahari. This verse, one has to string this verse around the garland of holy names. Ordabaho Korigaho Suni Sarvaloka Nama Sutra Gandibara Kanti Sloka. So Lord Chaitanya is telling this verse should string it around the garland of holy names. That is the secret which we will actually discuss tomorrow. I want to tell you this. I am an arrogant fool. I'm also a wild wretch. The more and more I read and listen and speak, it's only, my impurities are coming out and the time is running out. But my request to you, when the Supreme Lord has given such a simple, sublime process, I should strive. If devotees give me blessings and mercy, probably I may make little progress. Otherwise, my ego is taller than Everest. My anger, lust, greed, and pride, they are taller than Everest. So I need the blessings of all the devotees. So because of your causeless mercy, I'm able to continue, though I have no qualification to extol the glories of Chaitanya Charitamrita. What a nectar. It's amazing, actually. It's really amazing. And, the more and more I hear, it's a nectar. But it's not just about hearing. It is about experiencing. Actually, I want to speak today. And Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. I have spoken anything wrong. Do excuse me as your humble servant. And I'm ending now. Hare Krishna Prabhupada ki jai.